Thank you very much. I think we need to start first by indicating that through our Department of International Relations and Cooperation, we do have outreach programs. And in this one for Lephalale local municipality, we did partner with several embassies that are based in Pretoria. We started in the morning where we donated some equipments to a school in this local community called Matshwara High School, where we donated 60 computers and also donated 3 smart boards. We want the school to also be aligned with the rest of the Republic of South Africa's community as they move towards issues of digital economy, because everything these days is centered around issues of digital technology. So the school was really pleased to receive those items, and they did assure us that they will invest everything in their power to make it a point that they produce learners within this metric year of 2026 that can advance their careers within the science and technology space. So we are really pleased with the support that we received from the Embassy of China, because they did give those items so that we can be able to hand them over to the community. And here today, we are concluding the program in line with the spirit of what is happening in the entire world. As you know, that the 18th of July has been declared by the United Nations as the International Nelson Mandela Day, where the whole world has decided to dedicate the 67 minutes of their time to honor the legacy of Nelson Rolihlahla Mandela. We felt it befitting that we need to also come to this community of Lephalale, Shongoane, precisely working together with the Embassy of the Republic of Korea, where they donated sewing machines, close to 100 of them, that we have today handed them over to the community of Shongoane so that they can use these equipments to develop the economy of this local municipality and also bring an income to the households that are residing in this area. You see here today, we have managed to see those that are going to be directly involved in this project. It is mainly constituted out of women and the youth of this area that are going to showcase their skills in the space of textile industry, where they need to manufacture those items that will be required by the community and the private sector that is making business in this municipality. So we are really pleased with the outcome that we are seeing here from this initiative, where our outreach program has really impacted in a positive way in the lives of our people on the ground.
This project, the sewing project, is named after a certain Mema Sehlare, and I heard a lot of good things spoken about her. Please talk to us about the values that she represents, that carries the values of Nelson Mandela.
You know, she is the one who was at the forefront of mentoring some of us. Mema Sehlare was the counselor during those times when we started with our activism in this very same community. She was the first one to bring a bakery project, which is today is really continuing to contribute to the economy of this village. And today we felt that we needed to bring this project. Mama Sehlare was a leader who aspired or who was inspired by the leaders like Nelson Mandela, especially the values of respecting people's dignity and also empowering them through whatever means that you can. So we are really pleased with this work, and we really want to dedicate this sewing project in her honor to the community so that they can also be impacted in a positive way through this kind of gestures that we are extending to the community. I want to indicate that the spirit of Ubuntu has always been the one that is guiding Mema Sehlare, because we are where we are today because of her selfless contribution to the community, and we want to urge everyone in this community to follow her footsteps as we remember the legacy of Nelson Mandela, to also remember her legacy as well, so that we can inspire even the younger generation for them to really put all these values in front of them so that they can be better citizens of this country. This is a very challenging time for us as a country where South Africa has been put out there in the world as a country that is not welcoming, which is really not in line with our principles that are guiding our foreign policy, because you know that the thrust of our foreign policy has always been centered around the spirit of Pan-Africanism, to say to the rest of the continent of Africa that South Africa has managed to arrive at this democratic dispensation because of your support. So it can't be correct today that we continue to observe what is happening currently in the country, where our fellow Africans, brothers and sisters, are being made to feel that they are not welcomed. From the government of South Africa, we want to indicate to everyone who's out there worried about what is happening in South Africa that South Africans are welcoming. What we need to do is to make it a point that whoever who comes to South Africa come to our shores through legal means. Those who are illegal in the country ought to be legalized so that we can be able to account for their activities that they are busy with in this country. We must then be appreciating the work that the President of this Republic has done when he was delivering that address during the family meeting that he held, where he identified 5-point plans that are going to be used to safeguard our borders and make sure that we implement our immigration laws. And we need to really indicate that the work is on track, where the interministerial committee that is led by Mema Moloko is really doing its best to make it a point that we can account for everyone who's in the country, but also to emphasize to the rest of the continent and the entire world that South Africans are not xenophobic. South Africans are welcoming. We want to urge everyone who comes to our country to do that through legal means and following our frameworks that we have put to regularize the immigration and the migration issues, because you know migration is a global phenomenon. We continue to see people moving from one country to another, of course seeking for greener pastures, and we really want to indicate to the rest of the world that they are most welcomed to come to South Africa, as we are a welcoming country, but they need to do that following our laws as a country.
Thank you so much, Deputy Minister.
Thank you for having us, and thanks to your viewers.